Hey, how's it going? So, this is my review of the Inmotion V11. I rode it the other day. It has been quite rainy, so I've only been able to ride it so much. But it is an amazing wheel. I like it a lot. I do give it about a 4 out of 5 for amazing. The one reason why it doesn't get that extra star is because of the water durability for these wheels. But overall, just being able to ride, the suspension that's involved, and the upstep for distance compared to the InMotion V10F, which was my first wheel. So the V11 is now my second wheel. And there's definitely a higher upgrade, which InMotion went through the process of go ahead and executing with these wheels. So, it's a product that I like. It's gotten me thousands of miles off the line. Not that the V11 has done that so far yet, but the V10F certainly has. And, I'm hoping that the V11 gives me just as many miles and takes me to so many different places. But it's about maintenance and taking care of the wheel and being responsible. And I'll admit, here in Colorado and in the Midwest where I ride these wheels at, it can get very rainy, very wet, and it will completely destroy your amazing toy, your workhorse. So the goal is, in my opinion, you want to not get it wet, and that's hard. There's puddles, wet lawns, rivers, lakes, rain falling out of the sky. Just even today, here it is May, and it snowed tonight. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I feel you have to be really responsible. So I would like to see a sealed wheel somehow, as far as the battery goes. The one thing I noticed about the V11 that I didn't like when it came to the water is that there are kind of pockets in the top where the water likes to pool up, and there's just bare vents where water could easily seep in and destroy your the bright bulb that's there. And there's fans on the top there. So, when it comes to the weather, yeah, you're just not going to want to take this thing out when it's rainy. And I did on my first try, and sure enough, rain clouds came, and, I got out of there and was able to, avoid the wheel getting destroyed or wet. So, but, I did have to ride in the rain for a good, mile and a half, 2 miles in the rain, and I wasn't happy about that. So, my general thought on this is I'd just like to see these things waterproofed, severely waterproofed, but, I also understand that that takes, production time, and the wheels, a $2,000 wheel, if it's completely waterproofed, might be, $3,500 or something like that. So, yeah, um, great wheel, but let's make it more waterproof. Thank you.